Hello, I'm BrigantiaBlackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Wednesday and welcome back to our series Journey Through the Tarot. Today we're looking at the Ace of Swords. This is the Housewife's Tarot by Paul Keppel and Jude Buffum. So first impressions. The Tarot suit of swords represents the element of air, which symbolizes the intellect, imagination, and intuition. It is a projective, active form of energy. On the card, we see a large, shiny, and obviously sharp knife front and center, and a line of cakes that have been cut into, bending in and out of sight, all decorated with a very traditional vintage kind of flair. It leaves me with the impression that this knife has been used to cut each of these cakes in turn, all at once, being carefully wiped clean in between each cake. The knife is being carefully maintained to stay at peak performance. So let's look at our booklet. It gives us the keywords of challenges, trials, and upcoming ordeals. Then the description reads, getting right to the point, the Ace of Swords warns of an upcoming ordeal that will test your mettle. A slice of gumption and a dollop of common sense will get you through whatever trial comes your way. Your mind is sharp and ready for a challenge, so don't be afraid to take on those who try to cut you out of the picture. Now let's talk about how we use this in a reading. When sword cards come up, they have an inherently adversarial nature. The time has really come past for negotiations, sweet words, evasions. We're beyond that. The issue at hand has to be faced, and then you have to fight in order to have a chance of victory. Well, you or your querent, depending on who you're reading for. So this signals that the time has come to stop looking at things through an emotional lens, but welcome the clarity of cold, hard reality and kind of this black and white either or, and deal with the fundamental facts of the situation. Another thing to keep in mind is that nature has provided every species with capabilities and instincts to help ensure their survival. For human beings, our chief tool of survival is the use of our minds. So analyzing what's needed to solve problems, great or small, and then follow through with action, that is what the querent is being called upon to do. The Ace of Swords is telling them to think. Don't wallow in emotion, don't try to just muscle your way through, and don't give in to tantrums. Calmly think and use your brain for the purpose it was intended. Now, depending on the context of if this is the interpretation that you're kind of leaning towards in a reading, this may or may not be welcome to your querent, particularly if they take a kind of enjoyment out of emotional upheaval. So be prepared, and you might want to phrase this, I don't want to say delicately, because the card is what it is, and that is the information you've been given to convey, but state it into such a way that they're not going to immediately reject it. Third possibility to consider is that it's time to cut through the nonsense and get to the truth of a matter. It's easy to dress things up, to put a spin on issues and pretend to believe the lies that we are told, but the Ace of Swords is directing the querent to abandon self-destructive fantasies and wishful thinking. Get to the point, learn to see things as they really are, and only then will success be possible. So this really does set the tone for the suit of swords going forward, and this is something that, if you're following the series, will probably be a reoccurring theme. Swords, they do not negotiate. They are simply telling things like it is. They are using no anesthetic. So there is a very different kind of character and tone to the general suit. And that's something to bear in mind as you're doing readings for yourself or for other people, that it's going to be very much in the vein of it is what it is. Like it or not the tarot cards problem. It simply is what it is. So let me know what you think of this particular card, either in the comment section below, or you could come see us on Discord at Blackbird's Brew. There's a link to join in the description box below, and if you do decide to join us there, you will find that there is a divination channel under the category of Witch Lore and Practices. So if you would like to specifically talk tarot or any kind of divination, that is definitely the place to start to get some attention. But that will do it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!